Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel over here at Broke Boy Media. Today, we're going to be reviewing The Boys.
The Boys.
The Boys. Season 1, The Boys. And just to let you guys know, you can listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean, all at Broke Boy Media. And you can also follow us on Twitter at Broke Boy Media, but there's an underscore in between Broken Boy and another underscore between Boy and Media because we weren't original enough and someone beat us to it. So that's okay, though.
We haven't paid them off yet.
Yeah, we haven't paid them off yet. We got to find some sponsors first. You know how it is. But yeah, so Amazon Prime released a new series called The Boys. I've been seeing these trailers literally every single time I go to the movies. But I think I get to the movies a lot earlier than you do.
Yeah, I've never seen it at a theater.
Well, the theater's like 8 minutes down the road from me. So it's like you got to beat the traffic, and if you get snacks, you know how people are when you get snacks, right? It's terrible. Everyone's like, well, they got to order the most expensive, complicated thing, or there's like a family of like 6 or 7 in front of you, and little Jimmy and Sarah and everybody else.
You do go through the A-list line, right?
Of course,
yellow,
of course, I do.
Yellow line that speeds right by.
Yeah, I do, but normally, especially on the weekends here, because AMC theater is like 10 minutes away from my house, if that, maybe 8. There's a lot of A-listers around here. It's be very, very surprised. AMC has been treating us well, man. It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So we are here to talk about The Boys, and as I've said, I've seen these trailers, for the previews at the movies, and I was like, maybe I'm like, this looks like just like a stupid knockoff. Superhero movies have been a really big thing, creating their own genre within the past. I would say past like decade and a half, honestly, maybe even more. Actually, it's been more than that, but as of recently, they've been more popular than ever, and we couldn't be more excited. But yeah, I was just very skeptical. I was like, this looks really stupid. And then I was like, oh, Seth Rogen is one of the producers. And then you have Evan Goldberg and Eric Kripke, something like, I can't really pronounce his last name. Kripke. Wow, I should have. I'm way off today, but yeah, I was just like, it looks stupid. And then for whatever reason, I really wanted to give it like a watch. And then I texted you and I was like, hey,
yeah, I think we started at like around the same time. Yeah. I was like, hey man, I think I'm going to give The Boys a watch. And you're like, dude, I'm already on like episode 2. I was like, crap. Holy crap. But yeah. So what were your initial thoughts about this? Actually, really quick, I just want to let everyone know, if you haven't seen The Boys, it's pretty much, it's set in a universe where superpowered people are recognized as heroes by the general public. And they're owned by like a powerful corporation. The corporation is called Vought, which is very interesting. And then the series primarily focuses on The Boys, which is pretty much kind of a group of misfits who are trying to keep the corrupt heroes under control. And it's kind of like a DC Justice League version. It's called the 7. So there's A-Train, there's Starlight, there's Homelander, there's Translucent, was it? Yeah.
And
they're like, translucent doesn't even mean invisible.
Yeah, screw Translucent, And then Black Noir as well, and Queen Maeve.
Yeah. Just your classic like parallels to the Justice League.
Yeah, and pretty much. And the Deep, which is pretty much Aquaman, and he's always the butt of the jokes of the fish guy. But what were your thoughts initially when you saw this, Devin?
I had no idea. Like I went in blind, and I think that really helped the viewing experience. Just like getting engulfed into this world, it hooked me in right away.
I agree, man, because I knew nothing about this, and I watched a few of the trailers earlier. Actually yesterday, just to see what, kind of clips I can get. And, we'll get into like our favorite moments, throughout this, recording, but just to let you guys know at home, this is a spoiler review just overall. But yeah, so I'm kind of glad I didn't see any of the like trailers, because the one that was showing in the theaters, it was pretty generic, you know? And it's like, oh well, you know. But yeah, it's apparently it's based off a comic of the same name by Garth Ennis and Derek Robertson.
Yes. They also made A Preacher, which was also created into a TV show by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. So,
oh wow,
they're kind of on the streak of converting darker, edgier comics into TV series.
That's really cool. Interesting. I got you. Yeah, I like it though. I mean, it's they're literally they're treating these, you know, the superheroes as if they're like demigods or like pretty much like athletes in a way. And I feel like this is an interesting twist as to, you know, it gives us a harsh reality of what happens when soups, that's what they call them, soups, that's like, and which is funny because that's like Superman's nickname is Soups or Johnny Boy Scout or whatever. But and they're using their powers for fame and fortune, which is a lie.
What if superheroes were douchebags?
It's all a lie, man.
There's a good chance a lot of them would be. So this is like a realistic look on what life would be like.
Yeah, it's like there wouldn't be do-gooders. The do-gooders would be the people without the powers, us common folk. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I don't know, man. So like, you know, just talking about this, just such an amazing series. I think I like it how, you know, they have the compound V, right? So it's like they find out that, you know, oh, these heroes aren't born; they're made when they're babies,
and they find it out pretty early on, which I like. They didn't have to like be a big reveal at the end or anything. It was like pretty early.
Yeah, the only thing I wish it was 10 episodes, just give us a solid 10. But that's just me as like a, you know, when it comes to these hour-long episodes, I'm like, man, I wish there was like 2 more episodes to polish it off. But it was great, man. I mean, it left me wanting more. I think Starlight is pregnant, by the way, because when she was talking to that guy. When after her and Huey had a fight, and she's like, hold on one second. And then she goes to the bathroom and throws up.
Well, I think that was just because she was drinking a ton.
True. But he did do the dirty inside of her, and her eyes glow when she climaxes.
That was interesting.
She says that, just to let you guys know. Huey's got the goods.
Apparently.
But,
good old Huey.
Yeah. So what was like your favorite like scene of the show overall? Like something like shocks you, or just like, you know, something that really got you invested. You were like, holy crap, this is going to be amazing. I love this. Or holy crap, I can't, you know, believe that they did that. Or, you know what I mean?
There's like a bunch of small scenes that have like good shock value that you're just like, whoa, they really took it that far.
Right.
There's a lot of those. But as far as like a major scene, I really like the translucent kidnapping thing. I like how they had to like come up with a creative way to kill him because he had like carbon skin, so he couldn't really be touched or killed.
Right.
So I like the process of trying to figure out how to kill him. And they're gonna have to do that with any other soup that they get. They have to find out creative ways to do it. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and like every single superhero, just like every other hero, has their own weakness. It just may not be like kryptonite or, you know, a certain loved one. It could be, I don't know. I feel like sometimes it could just be an inanimate object that, I mean, a Homelander is a prime example. He's actually kind of the prime example of like, I saw this meme where it was like how America views the USA and this picture of Superman. And then underneath it, it's like, how America really is. And it's a picture of Homelander.
That's so true.
He's crazy, dude. He left all those people on that freaking plane.
Him
and Queen Maeve. I was like, oh my God, he's actually going to leave them. And then he's like,
he's insane.
Yeah, he's gonna fucking sear them, man. It was crazy.
But even at the very beginning, like, I think the first episode, they kept it under wraps that he's the bad guy. They kept him like the wholesome hero. But then episode 2, he like kills that guy in the plane that was asking for help in Baltimore.
Right.
You're like, oh, I guess this guy's not good.
It's like, ooh, little bit of the on the crazy side, but yeah, man, it's just, I mean, he knocks up Butcher's wife who was supposedly raped. I was like, she was like, you know, and they said that, oh, you know, she was in there for like 15 minutes. No, 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, no, like I'm not an expert on, you know, rape or anything, but I wouldn't imagine a rape being 3 hours long. And the way that she came out and was like looking around, she kind of looked like she, you know, was looking for it, or like, you know, and then she gets knocked up and then she dies, supposedly. And then the twist, boom, at the end, literally at the very end of the of the series, somehow Homelander saves him, but obviously the girl who's like running the corporation overall gets seared by Homelander.
Stillwell just gets her eyes just blasted into.
I don't know if that baby survived. By the way, they do not confirm or deny. But I was like, oh my god, this is crazy.
Apparently, a big part of the comics is that Homelander like has eaten babies before. So like,
what? Oh my god,
there's babies around him. It's a little scary.
That's insane, dude. I just
yeah, I watched some videos about the comics, and it's pretty insane.
I'm gonna have to start reading them, man, because I didn't know this is based off comics. And I mean, I think that's, you know, okay, it's an adaptation, but apparently it's a really good adaptation. And if any show that can prompt me to read the books or like the original material, go back and like, you know, view the original material afterwards, you know that show is good. Game of Thrones did that for me 100%. And now I'm like a huge fan. I'm like, how did I not know about these books, you know, growing up? They've been around forever. And but I think that's the reason why they, you know, kind of make these adaptations of these stories so that people can go back and, you know, experience them. But oh my gosh, man, I'm trying to think what else. By the way,
who's your favorite character in the series?
My favorite character? It probably was Butcher or the female who was a part of the boys. Honestly,
yeah,
she was. Huh?
They found out her name was Kimiko.
Kimiko, yeah. I think her code name was like the female or something like that. But well, that was like her official name. But yeah, Kimiko. She was really cool, and I mean, I like as much of a prick that Butcher was. I liked him too.
Karl Urban is so good, even though his accent's like changing somewhat.
Sweet potatoes are done. No, I'll come here in a second. It's all good.
Billy Butcher.
Billy Butcher.
He's gonna kill some soups.
He's like, come off it.
His little sayings are so funny.
Yeah, apparently he's New Zealand. He's from New Zealand.
Yeah, he's New Zealand, and so is the actor who plays Homelander.
And A-Train.
Is he?
Yeah. Found that out on the Weekly Planets. Listen to my Australian boys over there.
Yeah, I know Anthony Starr and Karl Urban, but I didn't know Jesse T. Usher was.
Okay, I got you. So who is your favorite character so far?
It's Billy Butcher. He's just, even though he like manipulated everybody throughout the whole series multiple times, he's still just so cool.
You know what? I'm changing my mind. It's Robin. She's my favorite.
Robin.
She has the least amount of lines than anyone. Actually, that's not even true because Kimiko has the least, has like almost no lines.
She can't talk.
Well, she probably can. I don't know what's going on with her, but I like how the fact that now that there's like these super terrorists because A-Train and oh my gosh, Popclaw, totally forgot about her. I liked her as a character, as sex crazed and much of a drug addict as she was. I absolutely loved her. It was amazing. But like she went a little crazy at the end, but then A-Train, you know, pretty much kills himself. But that scene when Kimiko like comes back, she has like regenerative powers. I was like, oh, she's gonna be useful in future seasons. Hopefully,
yeah, she's kind of like Wolverine. Like,
yeah, well, it's kind of like they split Wolverine up because you know Kimiko has like the instincts and the regenerative, but then you have Popclaw who has like the bones sticking out. Type thing, which I kind of likes because it's like, I mean, no idea is original, to be honest. It was like, oh, it was just a knockoff of Wolverine. Well, I mean, there's Aquaman and there's Namor. Namor is literally the Marvel version of Aquaman, so it's like, come on. And apparently DC has like their own version of Spider-Man. I think his name is like Sideways or something. Doesn't necessarily look like him, but he wears like this purple getup and not necessarily the same powers, but kind of acts like Spider-Man in a way. But so
I also liked Simon Pegg as Huey's dad.
Yeah, he was the only person I recognized out of everybody, which was...
Fun fact, actually. The Huey character in the comics was modeled after Simon Pegg.
Oh, really? That's funny.
So, like, they wanted him to be in the adaptation, but he's obviously a little too old now, so they just had him be the dad instead.
That makes sense. Okay, I like that a lot. But yeah, just going back to my point where this show is not for children. It's literally on the edge of being edgy, but
it's not for a lot of adults too. Like it is.
That is very true. Like a lot of adults will probably turn away from this. Like honestly, like if you can't handle Game of Thrones, you're not going to be able to handle this kind of like blood and just the language and everything that they use. Literally before every single episode too, because I don't want to see people complaining out there saying, "Oh, you know, they should have warned us about, you know, the adult content and the sexual themes and everything else." It's like it's all there before every single episode. So Amazon has that covered. But the show it's edgy, but it's not super edgy like Titan season 1, where it's like fuck Batman.
Yeah, it's not like forcibly edgy.
Yeah. But what I really liked, which I think they did a good job of, I didn't have any compassion for any of the 7 minus Queen, Maeve, and Starlight. I mean, Starlight, obviously, you know, she's trying to become her own person and she's doing the right thing and she's kind of like the sound one in the group. But yeah, it's a great show, man. And everyone else out there, I think everyone should watch it. If you're into superhero movies or just superheroes at all,
or even if you're tired of superhero movies, this is perfect for you. Like if you're tired of watching them, this just flips it on its head.
Right, like it takes a different approach from the whole superhero thing. Not everyone's a do-gooder, and it just. Whew. But you know what's really? I think one of my other favorite scenes is when Butcher grabbed the baby, the laser-eyed baby. It was like,
yeah, that used it as a weapon. That was sweet.
When they were trying to escape,
he was like, "Watch this, night."
It was great, man. Oh my gosh! And I'm trying to think if I had any other points here. Wishing it was 10 episodes. I already saw that.
Yeah, I just can't wait for season 2.
I can't. I really can't wait for season. So,
see, my biggest complaint is that they didn't go in depth into a lot of the characters, but that's what other seasons are for. So I'm hoping we get some more background.
What do you think is going to happen in season 2?
Who knows? Billy Butcher is just going to lose his mind.
Right.
Like, what is he thinking right now?
I don't know, man. It's crazy. It is. It's wow. So, out of 100, what would you give this review?
I'd say like a 94.
Ooh, 94.
You're so good.
Then I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you at 94. 94 boys out of 100 boys.
Yes, the boys are happy about the boys.
The boys, Broke Boy Media is happy about the boys.
And one more thing to add, I think it's interesting to keep a lookout for who is Black Noir.
Yeah,
and they never show who.
Great pianist, by the way.
Yeah, he's just kind of in the background most of the time, just doing random things. But
doesn't say
really
anything.
Know who he is.
Right, but that fight. Well, I think it was a fight between him and Kimiko. Was that him?
Yeah.
Oh, that was so
he
great,
like
dude.
Sliced her up.
Oh, that was amazing. And then the Frenchie. I can never really understand what he's saying. I'm trying to like really listen to what he's.
A lot of the stuff he says.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like I'm not saying he doesn't have important dialogue, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, man. So yeah, so we're both doing 94 out of 100. I totally agree with you. Everyone literally needs to watch this show. It's only 8 episodes. They're about not 100. Sorry, an hour long each. You can pretty much knock it out in a weekend.
One weekend. That's
or a day. Honestly, if you have nothing else.
If you really had time, you could knock it out in a day or even a night.
Honestly, yeah. Like literally, you know, hey, if it's raining, snow, whenever you are, just pop it in and give it a watch. Or
I find that not a lot of people have Amazon Prime. It seems like.
Yeah, I know. I didn't really start using Amazon Prime Video until I started watching Downton Abbey, and yeah, that was about it. I've been meaning to watch Jack Ryan, but it's been whatever. I don't know. But anything else you wanted to cover really quick, or you just want to wrap up here?
I think we're good.
All right. Well, thank you always, Devin, for coming on, and everyone listening at home. Again, you can listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean at Broke Boy Media, and you can also follow us on Twitter at Broke_Boy_Media. That's probably the easiest way to get in contact with us. And if you like our content, subscribe. You know, don't sit there like a dingus or whatever. Like we're both dinguses here, and hopefully we're going to be able to review season 2 of The Boys whenever it comes out. But we'll see you guys in the next one.
Boys support boys.
Boys support boys, and broke boys don't pay full price.
Oh yeah.